Hey guys, it's Sandeep from RevAtlas and welcome back to yet another video, and today we're going to be doing the review of these brand new truly wireless earphones, which are the Realme Buds Q. Now before we get started, please do make sure to hit the subscribe button and also turn on notifications to avoid missing any videos from us in the future. Now let's begin the review itself. Now I'd like to start by talking about the design itself, which is quite a bit different and a welcome change compared to some of the other truly wireless earphones that Realme has launched. So this here on the left is the Realme Buds Air, and on the right is the Realme Buds Air Neo. Now if you look at the Neo and the regular Air, they both seem very similar in terms of the overall design and shape, and that way I feel that the Buds Q is the one that stands out the most. And another thing you'll also notice is the fact that the Buds Q has a matte soft touch finish, which is different from the glossy finish on the other two variants, and that is a good thing considering how you can see this has picked up so many scratches over the time that I have been testing this and using it. And in comparison, the Neo, which is actually a newer model, is relatively untouched or unscratched, but this too has picked up some scratches here and there, and of course also being in black, this one shows scratches the most. That way the cobblestone inspired design by Jose Levy, cobblestone or pebble, is quite a bit different and quite good looking, and it also manages to keep fingerprint and scratches at bay. It's also easier to clean overall, so slight moisture marks might come, but fingerprints as such won't register on this. Now if you look at the earphones themselves also, they also feature a design that's kind of inspired by pebble and stuff itself. It's very rounded in shape, and in terms of the overall fit and finish, I like these compared to the other earphones, primarily because these go in your ear. I'm not someone who typically prefers the one size fits all thing, and generally they don't fit well in my ear, but for example in my wife's ears sometimes it fits better, but I prefer the in-ear type of design which the Buds Q has. And this also comes in three different colors, which is black, white and yellow, but the black is kind of special in the fact that it has this yellow sort of accent inside the ear tip here, whereas the white and yellow have a uniform color throughout the entire thing. Now the casing itself is quite light. It houses a 400 mAh battery, which is on the larger side for a earphone, truly wireless earphone. It has a micro USB port at the back, and each of these earphones also have 40 mAh battery inside it. And one thing that I noticed also was the fact that you can't really open this with one hand. It's a bit difficult because of the smooth texture itself. It's possible, but it's kind of a stretch. It's not easy, and it's best done with two different hands itself. Now in terms of comfort itself, these are very light, and in fact each earpiece is around 3.6 grams in terms of the total weight, and that's one of the lightest earphones that we have tested overall till date. And that means that these are extremely comfortable, especially because of the in-ear design. They're very lightweight, and the overall pebble stone shape fits very well in your ear canal, and it's extremely light and is useful for long durations as well in terms of comfort and fit. And in fact Realme says that it's lighter than an A4 sheet of paper, and we actually tested this by using a kitchen scale, and it is in fact lighter. So this, believe it or not, is just 3.6 gram, while the average weight of an A4 sheet of paper is slightly over 4 grams, so I think 4.3 grams. And we tested it on the kitchen scale, and the A4 sheet of paper, which we tested both folded and unfolded, weighed over 4 grams, but this came under 3 grams even with the rubber ear tips as well. So these default ear tips fit me just fine. I have no issues in terms of the sound isolation, etc., but for some people it might not be the best. But then again, you get different ear tips as well in case you want to exchange them. Talk about the sound quality itself, and these Realme Buds Q are among the best that we have tried in this particular price segment. Now this video is being recorded before the actual price drop and announcement itself, so I'm guessing the price here because on the box it has an MRP of around 2,500 rupees. I'm thinking it'll come just under 2,000 rupees, and at that particular price range, other than the Oppo Enco M31, I don't think that there are any Bluetooth earphones that can come close to this in terms of the audio quality itself. And the Enco M31 is actually not a truly wireless earphone. That way this is the best pair of truly wireless earphones I've tested in terms of sound quality below the price point of rupees 2,000. I particularly enjoyed songs such as Malhar Jam from Agam, Riders on the Storm from The Doors, and the bass is very well there. It's slightly on the more powerful side, but again it's not overpowering. It has great dynamic range, and although the volume kind of depends from song to song, I feel that it's overall a bit on the lower side compared to some of the other earphones out there. But then again, it's not really recommended that you listen at full volume, to any of these truly wireless earphones, for that matter, for extended durations. So overall, great audio quality. I really loved it. In terms of call quality, again, the party at the other end was audible perfectly fine, but I felt that the microphone setup on this needed to be better. But then again, these are not what do you call it, stem type design, so I kind of expected that, but it's not too bad. It's just the fact that it's a bit behind some of the other stem type designs in terms of the mic quality, so the person at the other end was able to pick up a bit more noise, I would say, compared to some other options which had stem type of design, but still overall decent performance. Now in terms of videos, there was no lag, movies, videos, whatever, YouTube, etc., but I did face slight lag when actually using it for PUBG and other sort of gaming. Now what you can do is actually press and enable the game mode by pressing and holding both these ear tips simultaneously, and that triggers the game mode. In that case, the latency was dropped by a huge amount and was more than acceptable, but still one of the slower earphones I've tried. So it's usable for gaming, especially in the game mode, but not ideal, I would say, if you're looking for zero latency or that kind of thing. So other than that, in terms of the wireless range, this has Bluetooth 5 and it has good range, on par with the Realme Buds Air and Neo, I would say. There's no wear detection, but you can use the touch sensitive pads itself to control the music. Double tap plays or pauses the music, triple taps takes you to a next song, and like I mentioned earlier, you can press and hold both of these together for around 3 to 5 seconds, and that will toggle the game mode and the music mode respectively. What's also good is the fact that these are customizable in terms of the buttons and some of the features using the Realme Link app, so you can just download it, pair it, and then get started with it. Apart from that, these also have an IPX4 rating, so you can technically use it when jogging or gymming, etc., and considering that the fit fits well into your ear canal, there's no issue of it falling out either. Overall, with the case, you get a total battery life of around 20 hours, and we got over 15 hours by charging the case fully and then keeping the earbuds before we needed to charge. And I'm sure that it would have reached 20 or maybe slightly exceeded that, but we didn't test that full 100%. But what we did test was the fact that this actually got slightly above the rated time, especially in terms of music, and in terms of video playback also it got similar to what they quote, which is around 6 hours of video playback and 4.5 hours of music, and they even say that you can get up to 3 hours on a single call as well. Now this comes with Bluetooth 5.0, as I said, and the overall range is pretty good and on par with the other Buds Air and Buds Air Neo as well. And this charges over micro USB. I would have liked Type-C for sure, but then again, at this price point, most of the earphones come with a micro USB port and not a Type-C port. And in terms of the overall offering, at this price point, I don't think there is a better earphone out there that can kind of compete with this in terms of the sound quality that you get, in terms of the overall usability, the fit, finish, etc. And I really like this. The 10mm drivers, I feel, do more than justice to its asking price, and usually larger drivers does not always mean better sound quality, but in this case the sound quality is actually really good. So that's it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, do let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well.